The last weeks have been excruciating, to say the least. And the reason for all that is this. It started all roughly 5 years ago. I had a regular job, regular income and regular weekends. A regular dude with a regular life. And then it all started to change. Something flipped. I started practicing and fighting MMA. I quit the job I've been working for almost 9 years. I finished my studies while working 2 jobs simultaneously. And then I left basically everything except for my girlfriend Kat to travel the world for 555 days. Eventually I returned, but not to my old regular life. One thing Kat and I promised ourselves was to keep up the habit of changing things. And so we moved to one of the most beautiful, exciting and overall loveliest cities in Germany. And despite 2020 and all, one thing that never changed was that my life kept on changing. And that, precisely that, is what is driving me mad these days. Now, before I start complaining, and I promise this is not like the last video, I actually have a point to this, but I want you to get the full picture. Somehow, together with Kat, I established a life that provides me with the flexibility to experiment a whole lot with my life situation. And I know not everybody has that, but if I'm being real honest, I don't even know exactly how I've made this work. I just know that I did, and since it is the way it is, and since I am the way I am, I capitalize on it. But there is a whole lot of people out there that complain to have not the opportunities that I have, when in fact they have way more wiggle room for taking risks. I assure you that most people out there going all like, oh, I wish I could do that, but I have a job and responsibilities and I cannot simply blah, 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 blah. The average person of the demographic that actually makes the statement usually has more savings than I have, a better educational background than I have, a cleaner CV than I have, and overall, a generally more stable life, not even speaking of the financial side, and a less challenging and healthier mental life than I have. And I'm speculating here, but anyway, long story short, I do not take this for granted, and I'm incredibly grateful for what I have. And unlike many other people that I've met along the way, I do not believe that I have built this life all by myself, but rather that I've been lucky to have been born at the right time, brought into the right country, with the right parents, met the right woman, and took the right turns along the way. Probably by sheer coincidence than by skill or by will. Nonetheless, this is my life, and I'm trying to make the best out of it, and as a natural novelty seeker, this means changing things. Again and again. Which, like I said, drives me nuts these days. As I mature, bit by bit, and I actually don't think it has much to do with maturity, but rather with biological age. I just didn't want to say, as I get older. But as I do, I kind of wish to settle down a bit. I just wish life would be a little bit less chaotic, a little bit more structured. I wish life would be more predictable, more comfortable. These days, I can absolutely understand if people tell me, I couldn't do what you guys are doing, that's not for me. Because I lately keep thinking to myself, fuck, this is stressing me out. Life is stressing me out. So, what is the natural conclusion to this? Well, moving out of our apartment for good, without a plan where we will go next. That's right. Over the last months, I've just been thinking, what the f are we doing? But at the same time, I know that I really want this. And Kat wants it too. So, this is how we do it. The one thing that I hate about my new life is that everything keeps constantly changing, and I need to keep constantly adapting. But it is also the single most thing that I love about it. The last months have been an emotional roller coaster between an anxiety and excitement, and it is only now that we are about to start this new chapter that the anxiety is slowly fading and making space for all the excitement that has come with it. It is really weird. It's a fucking paradox. The one thing every organism on this planet tries to avoid, or at least reduce, is uncertainty. Yet Kat and I seem to be the kind of people that intentionally choose their flavor of uncertainty rather than to be passively overwhelmed by the unpredictability of life. And I bet many people out there believe that it's brave and that it's an expression of freedom to make this kind of choices in life. But really, the more I think about it, the clearer it becomes to me that this is just another strategy to not lose control in this random experience we call life. And that's fine. I can live with that. I don't need to be special. I just want to be happy. And change, despite robbing me of my sanity, makes me happy. This makes me really happy. So, yeah, this is where we live now. Full time. I see you on the road, I guess. Yeah. Listen, if you want a tour or something, you gotta let me know, right? Comment and stuff. You know how this works. I see you. I won't leave the chairs and the camera. Don't be silly. Bye! Oh, come on. Life situation. And that is a car coming by. And another car. This is probably the worst place to film ever. These days, I can absolutely understand if people tell me I couldn't do what, and there's another car. Have been an emotional roller coaster between anxiety and excitement.